Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be attempting to answer the age-old question of why did Loggers Leap at Thorpe Resort initially close. Now obviously you may notice something a little bit different about today's video. You may notice a couple of things that are different. First of all, obviously I am in a completely new setup. Obviously, yeah, I've transferred downstairs, mainly because my room wasn't getting enough light during the day and it was really affecting the quality of my videos. So I've moved it down here where it's a lot lighter. So you guys should hopefully notice a footage difference. But yeah, it's a work in progress. I'm working on transferring all my stuff down here as well, poster-wise temporarily. So yeah, with all that said, let's get into a little bit more of what I'm actually going to do in today's video. So obviously, for those of you who don't actually know, Loggers Leap was obviously a fan favourite attraction at Thorpe Resort that obviously, opened in 1989 and sadly closed in 2015. However, there was a really weird period of SB&O in there. Obviously, if you don't know what SB&O is, it means standing but not operating. Jesus, I'm really getting a bit confused here. But yeah, so it was a very big mystery of why it happened at Thorpe Park. So pretty much what I'm going to be doing in today's video is actually decrypting that mystery and trying to figure out what's going on. This chair is really comfortable. I'm really liking this new setup. But yeah, if you guys do go on to enjoy the video, make sure to like, subscribe, anything that makes me know you guys like my content. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so to fully understand why this attraction actually closed, we need to look back at 2015, obviously the year it closed, and kind of years around it to try and figure out whether there was any incidents. So I actually did a little bit of research, and by research I mean one Google search. I did a little bit of research and pretty much I found out there was actually an accident that did actually happen on Loggers Leap just before or in 2015. Now obviously this sadly left a 14-year-old girl with a crushed leg. It was something to do with spar failures. They crammed too many people in the boats. It was a really nasty kind of accident, and obviously we've seen many things like this happen around the Merlin Entertainment Group. Obviously we saw a similar thing with the Smiler crash, where sadly multiple people were fatally injured. However, obviously Thorpe Park did actually kind of slip away from this a little bit easy. They were fined £20,000. And yeah, obviously it weren't great. They didn't really want it to get too much publicity, and it only really started gaining a little bit of traction recently. So obviously this is obviously one of the main reasons why I actually think this attraction did close when it closed. Now there are other obviously reasons that I do also think did actually kind of have at least a part in why it actually closed. And obviously we're not going to get a definitive answer today because obviously Thorpe Park haven't explained anything. So it's not really easy to figure it out. However, obviously, like I've just done, we can try and piece together what could have actually influenced it to do that. Okay then, so moving on to the next thing that actually could have influenced the closure of Loggers Leap. This is more a little bit, on a downer scale to what I've just talked about. However, obviously different parts of the ride not functioning how they should be. Now obviously, I'm pretty sure it's either 2014 or 2015, Thorpe Park did actually remove most of the tunnel from the Loggers Leap area, and obviously ride, plainly because it was just really unstable and didn't really, perform the way they wanted it to. And also this could really influence something like that to happen. Obviously because it's a danger risk, and obviously things like that. But as well as that, obviously we've had different things like, potentially them wanting to turn this into a different site, to obviously make this into a potential coaster site. Obviously, and that could also explain why it was SB&O for so long, but that is what we're going to move into now. So now we've got a couple of likely options of why the ride was initially closed in the first place. Let's try and take a look at why Thorpe Park didn't really open or say anything about its ride for multiple years. Now obviously we know that there was an accident, but Thorpe Park ultimately bounced back from that fairly quickly. Obviously it didn't drop any numbers to the park. It was nothing on the level of something like the Smiler crash. Obviously we had the tunnel kind of problem. However, mostly after that it was intact. So obviously the reasoning behind its closure are there, but why they kept it so long is a different story. Now obviously we know Thorpe Park really does like to plan ahead. Obviously they could have easily been wanting to do multiple things with this site back when it did actually close in 2015. Obviously we've only really seen something properly happen recently with it. Obviously we saw Creek Massacre, we obviously saw it go into the building that is just there. However, nothing really big has happened with the initial track layout itself. Obviously a lot of people walking down Monk's Walk have tried to decipher whether there's anyone there, but it's just mainly just been sitting there. And I do think Thorpe Park has been sitting on a coaster idea there for a while, but obviously when it initially did close, it was Darren Brown's Ghost Train that was obviously being hyped up and coming out, and slowly just these attractions have been kind of being dished out, and I think around about now we could see an attraction go there, but it really ultimately depends whether Thorpe Park do want to operate there, or obviously go over to the island next to Swarm, which seems to be a really popular choice for a lot of people at the moment. So I do think they will actually, make the coaster there. But obviously, the reason's always been there for them to keep it that way over at Loggers Leap, just because they really, might want to put something there in the future. And I think it will happen eventually. Whether or not it'll happen sooner or later, that is a story for another video. However, that isn't the only reason I do believe this ride was put on hold or been SBNO for that long. The main reason is, I think, to do with an innards of Thorpe Park itself. Now, I've seen multiple videos on this topic. The most notable is the Real Coke Man. I'll leave his video linked in the description of this video, plainly because he did talk about this in a little bit more in depth. However, there was some kind of things behind the scenes, people getting fired because they went to reopen Loggers Leap. And it was something Thorpe Park was really trying to suppress not to happen, which is very odd for a park. And I think if this was real, it is very concerning, not only for the future of Thorpe Park, but obviously for the well-being of the different rides that are actually there. Obviously, there's no hardcore proof for this, but it does look like something like this could have happened behind the scenes. We could have seen multiple people trying to actually actively open it again, and obviously that then led to them being fired, then switching of directors and things like that, and it really is a little bit weird. However, like I said, I'll leave the Real Coke Man's video linked in the description, so you can check that out yourself. Obviously, it really does go into in-depth video. Obviously, he does explain why all these reasons he explains could lead to the delay of the coaster. So definitely check that out if that does interest you. But yeah, we've now got all pieces of evidence we have to kind of try and put together a verdict. So we have an accident that happened in 2014/15. We then have the tunnel removal. We have some behind the scenes iffiness behind the actual attraction itself at Thorpe Park. We also have potential development. Now obviously, putting this together, the main story I can kind of construct from this is Thorpe Park didn't want to open the attraction because they felt it was unsafe. They'd removed the tunnel, they had an accident on there with staff cramming 2 people in the boats, and eventually took it off of the park's roster. And eventually Thorpe Park was kind of trying to decide what to do with the attraction whilst people were trying to reopen it, leading to potentially people being fired and Thorpe Park having to put it on hold even more. At least that is pretty much what I can piece together from it. Okay then, so that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it, and I definitely want to hear you guys' feedback on my new setup. Like I said, it is a work in progress at the moment. I'm thinking of putting some of my posters back there. Obviously, I've got my cabinet with all my Star Wars stuff in it, but I could probably put posters over that. But yeah, definitely let me know if you like it, whether or not you think the quality of the videos kind of been enhanced a little bit. That was kind of the main reason for this shift. But overall, I actually really like it. It's a lot more comfortable, a lot easier to film. This has been really quick to film. I'm really surprised on how good this new setup is. But yeah, as well as that, obviously leave any video suggestions you guys have down below as well. My next video will be very interesting. My next video will be taking a look at the Thorpe Park cancelled hotel. Obviously, there are loads of plans for it. It's a very kind of outward thing from Thorpe Park, and it eventually never happened. So I'm going to be diving into that, understanding why it didn't happen, and obviously understanding the different kind of parts of the plan, and even the dates that it was supposed to release. So with all that said, I'll see you guys later.